It's been said those of us in coastal areas learn to live with the water, but sometimes that relationship becomes too much.
And that's why many have flood insurance to guard against the wrath of nature's strongest force. Like the floodwaters during an epic storm, the cost of that insurance is rising, and reform designed to fix a system that is leaking billions of dollars may trap many of us underwater. Water mirrors the beauty of the divine while masking a dark force that can be unleashed with little warning. And tropical systems from Isabel to Irene left nightmarish memories of what floods can do in Virginia and North Carolina. Now, the price.
You could see your premium go up as high as your monthly mortgage payment.
Willow Kelly from the Outer Banks Association of Realtors is talking about new flood insurance rules passed by Congress. The Biggert Waters Act could expand flood zones when new FEMA maps come out next year.
That is going to hit hardest the person living in their home with their family that is working and living in the neighborhood, and they're going to see tremendous increases if there is a change in zone or base flood elevation.
The new law comes from record storms, starting with Hurricane Katrina, which put the National Flood Insurance Program underwater by $18 billion. FEMA says Biggert Waters will make the program financially stable and ensure that flood insurance rates more accurately reflect the real risk of flooding. Realtor Richard Hess says the new law pushed a client's annual flood insurance from $600 to $15,000.
And obviously that killed the deal. Ultimately, the house had to be dropped in price very low for a cash buyer who is not even going to carry flood insurance because he knows there's very little risk of flood.
And we saw more extreme examples from Louisiana, where new flood maps have already been redrawn.
This premium was $388 under the reforms of Biggert Waters and new flood maps. This premium has gone to $23,946 a year. Car dealership premium $5,700 currently. Biggert Waters new mapping $54,000 a year. $1,522 a year to $103,000 a year. Ooh, ouch.
How much will such increases hurt Avalon? A small neighborhood in Kill Devil Hills.
I was 12 when they built it.
Elaine Gregory has lived in this small home since 1960 and has endured 3 floods during that time.
If those rates come along, we won't be renewing.
The effects of flood insurance reform wash far beyond the beaches of the Outer Banks. It may throw cold water on residents in cities forced to deal with topography that's been evolving for centuries. Norfolk is surrounded by water, and city planner Lenny Newcomb sees another challenge.
The water level rising is essentially increasing the areas at risk.
One of those areas is graced by gas lanterns lining historic homes on Yarmouth Street near The Hague.
That's how high the water gets.
Cannon Moss moved here 6 years ago and has weathered 7 floods. Now he's raising his standard of living, literally. A grant from FEMA is helping him raise his house 7 feet.
And they've actually said with this mitigation program, if you choose not to do it, then your flood insurance can actually go up.
How much?
For us, it'd be a lot, probably about $10,000 a year.
FEMA says the coming rate hikes will affect 20% of flood insurance policies that receive subsidies, with rate increases coming in annual increments of 25%. It may be too much for some.
Lowering property values, people being forced into foreclosure, not being able to sell your home, being landlocked into your home. Those are some of the big concerns that we have.
Flooding is giving us challenges that we will solve.
We'll have to, because here we learn to live with the water. And of course, living with it may get a lot more expensive. Even Representative Maxine Waters from California, who helped author the 2012 reform, said it was never her intent to make flood insurance unaffordable. One of our local congressmen, Bobby Schaad, is co-sponsoring a bill which would delay the implementation of Biggert Waters by 3 years. But everyone agrees the forces of nature and their consequences carry a price that we all bear without delay. Meantime, go to wavy.com to see where your home fits in and the reform bill making its way through Congress.